Happy Saturday morning,
And welcome to Dream and Draw, our weekly series,
where we dream about what architecture can be.
and draw it.
Today, we will be looking at a parking garage. Yes, a parking structure for cars. Unlike most parking garages, it is not enclosed but fully open. It is made of concrete and the floors vary in height. Some are standard height and some are double height and even triple height. The architecture of the structure is made up of concrete slabs, the ramps, and the columns. On the upper level, there is a store and someone's home. How would you like to live inside of a parking garage?
Now we'll prepare a drawing to capture the essence of this building. We will start with a ground line. Next, we'll draw some guidelines that will help us form the shape of this building. We'll start on the left side and draw a line from the middle of our page down to the ground line. Next, we'll draw a line horizontal, which will represent the top of the building. And last, we'll come down all the way to the ground. As you can see, we have approximately a square on our paper. Now we will draw the lines that represent the floors, or the different levels in the garage. The first level will be very tall. Since these levels are concrete slabs, they do have a thickness, so we will draw two lines to represent the thickness of the slabs. Next, we'll draw a very shallow or short floor. The next layer or level is probably about twice as tall as the one we just drew. So we'll draw that in again. Remember that we have two lines, one to represent the top and one to represent the bottom of the slab. Next are two short levels, so let's draw those in now. Okay, here we go. Now the first parking level, which is actually the second level of the building, is very tall, just like the top layer. And then below that is a glass section. So we will draw a line to represent the division between those two spaces. Now that we have all of the levels of our garage, we're going to draw in the angular columns that create the interesting patterns and shapes that you see in the building. We'll begin by drawing the top columns. The one on the left side here is an angled column. It is sloped. So we will draw that in about like so. Next, at the top level in the middle, there is an upside down triangular shaped column. We'll draw the left side like this, and then the right side like that. Last on the top level is another angular column. There we go. We'll move down. We're going to skip the thin layer and go to the next layer to draw some more columns. In the middle of this layer, there's a glass section. So we're going to draw one line on the left and one line on the right. Eventually this will be blue. Lastly, on the right side is another sloped column, so we'll draw that in like so. Now we'll move down to this layer here, which is the thick layer, and here we have two more sloped columns. On the left, this one has an angled side here and an angled side here, and this one actually has a cutout in the bottom, kind of like that. It looks like an A. On the right side is another sloped column with a straight line on the left and an angled line on the right. There are guidelines for this building. Now we will go over them with a marker. Remember that the edge lines over here and over here were for guidance. So follow along as I draw in and you'll see which lines we will trace. Now that our line work is all drawn in, we will come back and color in the sections of concrete with a gray marker and the sections of glass with a blue marker. Follow along. Thanks for joining us for Dream and Draw.